Today, let's check out this gorgeous lineup of 1957 and 1958 Harley Davidson Sportsters. Well, welcome to Bader International's Classic Online Motorcycle Sales. It's a real rare opportunity for me to have 4 of these very rare, very nice motorcycles in my lineup. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to go ahead and shoot a video of them. So we'll go ahead and go down the list here and show you the different details and nuances about the bikes. 1957 was the very first year for the Harley Davidson Sportster. The previous model prior to this was the K model, and the last one was a KHK. It was a 55 cubic inch flathead. So in 1957 they decided to go with the overhead valve with the 55 cubic inch or 900cc engine. And this first bike is a pepper red and black paint scheme. This is engine number 3100, 1957. This is my very latest restoration. And being that I've restored so many of these Sportsters, every one of them that I do, I just get them that much closer to being absolutely perfect. You learn more every time. And again, you want to do a very nice job on these restos. And this is about as perfect as I've ever got one. There's a few items that I'm still waiting for. This is the improper clamp for the front brake line tube, as well as the oil cap here for the oil tank. That's improper. But other than that, the bike is just about a 100-pointer. This has the aftermarket seat, but again, if you're going to utilize these bikes for any type of riding, you'll want to go with aftermarket. Original seats are just about impossible to find, number one. Number two, they are all deteriorating, which I'll show you in the next bike. It has all the proper fit, finish. Every bolt, every nut, every washer is exact to the way it came out of the factory. This next motorcycle is also a 1957. This is engine number 1114, so this is the 114th Sportster ever produced. This has I think it's called Skyline Blue and Birch White paint scheme. And this is an all original paint bike. Again, it has the Goodyear Super Eagle tires, the DC-1 carburetors, and this is the proper oil tank cap here with the longer wings. When I got the bike, it was missing the crash bar and also the rear luggage rack, so I found a couple of original items and I went ahead and put them on the bike. Now, I haven't touched or cleaned this bike for the simple reason is a lot of people want that grunge on them on original paint bikes. Now, when I was mentioning about the seats deteriorating, if you take a look at all this dust on the oil tank and here, this is what shakes out of these seats because of all the foam is absolutely just rotting. So being the 114th Sportster ever produced makes this bike very rare, as well as being an original paint bike. Shows 32,000 miles on the odometer. And again, would make a perfect bike for any Harley Davidson collection. Now the next bike here, this is also a very rare bike. This is a 1958 Harley Davidson XL. This is not the XLH model, which they offered in 1958. And also what's interesting about this bike is this is an all original paint bike, and this bike has never been sold out of the dealership. They held on to it for, well, many decades. And then later on, like after 40 years, they finally did sell it to a private collector. And now we have it here in our lineup. This is the most perfect example of an original paint early Sportster as I've ever seen. And the paint color, and I don't recall what it is, it just escapes me, but this is also a special order color back in the day. It shows 25,494 miles on the odometer, and this bike is just as nice as you will ever find one. This is a very, very rare bike. Now, in contrast to this perfect original paint, we have a 1958 XLH over here, and this bike is restored as a rider. The gentleman that did the work went ahead and had his own idea on how he wanted to have the bike turn out. He took his liberties on some of the items which aren't politically correct for the 58s, but you know what? This is a fine bike, excellent rider, and just a real cool looker. It has the K model style front fender, obviously aftermarket. It also has the K model skirts on the front forks. Cases have been polished. And little items like this fender tip has been added, or muffler tip I should say. Crash bar is a little bit heavy, so this is an aftermarket item. But again, you're not going for a 100-pointer. This is a great bike, beautifully done, but just not 100% politically correct, which is absolutely fine. Actually, it's better to have a bike like this if you're going to use one for a rider, because you're not so much concerned about if you get a nick or a scratch, if the thing falls over, whatever the case is, because you can always redo it. Well, if you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe to our page. We have a number of videos out, so make sure you check them all out. It's under Glenn Bader. And also make sure you check out our website, baderinternational.com. We usually have about 40 or 50 bikes available for sale at any time. And also feel free to give me a call direct, and I'll be happy to talk to you about any one of them. If you are interested in any one of these bikes, you may want to call me sooner than later, because guaranteed that they will be selling, and bikes like this never last on our website. So thanks for watching. I sincerely appreciate it. If you have any comments, make sure you leave them. And thank you again for watching our videos, and sincerely appreciate it.